The awakening of Earth. The vastness of space had long been a playground for ancient civilizations. Empires spanning thousands of star systems rose and fell like cosmic tides, their histories stretching back millions of years. Mighty species with technology bordering on the magical dominated the galactic stage, trading, warring, and forging alliances, while the rest of the universe's younger races struggled to find their place among these titans. Earth, a small blue planet orbiting an unremarkable yellow star, remained completely unaware of this grand cosmic dance. Humans, confined to their solar system, dreamed of the stars while peering through telescopes, wondering if they were alone in the universe. They weren't, and the galaxy had no idea what was about to be unleashed upon it. It began with Dr. Elena Reyes, a quantum physicist whose theories on wave-particle manipulation had been dismissed as impossible by her peers. Working in a forgotten laboratory beneath the Atacama Desert, Elena discovered what would later be called the Reyes effect, a method of folding space-time that allowed for faster-than-light travel without the catastrophic energy requirements previous theories had demanded. "It works," she whispered, watching as the test probe vanished from her laboratory and reappeared 300 million kilometers away, beyond Mars' orbit, in less than a second. Her hands trembled as she realized humanity had just taken its first step into the greater universe. Within 5 years, the first human exploration vessel, the UES Prometheus, ventured beyond our solar system. Captain Jamal Khan stood on the bridge, his dark eyes reflecting the starfield that stretched before them as they emerged from the Reyes fold near Alpha Centauri. "New coordinates locked in," his navigator announced. "Ready for the next jump." Jump after jump, the Prometheus pushed further into the unknown, until something unexpected happened. They received a transmission, not from Earth, but from somewhere ahead. First contact occurred not with a grand diplomatic ceremony as humanity had envisioned, but with confusion and alarm. The Prometheus encountered a trade vessel belonging to the Navarans, a mercantile species with silvery skin and eyes adapted to see heat signatures. The Navaran captain, Zell Thorne, was baffled by the primitive ship that had somehow managed interstellar travel. "You mean to tell me," Zell Thorne clicked in his native tongue, translated through hastily calibrated computers, "that your species has only just achieved faster-than-light travel, and with such crude methods?" Captain Khan maintained his dignity. "We are explorers, seeking peaceful contact with other intelligent life." News of humanity's emergence spread quickly through galactic channels. Most established powers regarded humans as curiosities at best, primitive apes who had stumbled upon spaceflight through lucky accident. The Galactic Concordat, a loose alliance of 7 major species that maintained order across most of the civilized galaxy, sent observers to Earth to determine if humans were worth formal recognition. The observers' reports were dismissive. Humans were fragile, short-lived, and technologically inferior. Their only notable traits were their adaptability and unusual cognitive patterns. The Concordat classified Earth as a Level 3 emergent civilization, allowed limited interstellar travel but restricted from accessing advanced technology or establishing colonies beyond their home system. Humanity did not take well to these restrictions. Earth's unified government, formed in response to the knowledge that they were not alone in the universe, began secret research programs. They reverse-engineered what little alien technology they could acquire through authorized trade channels. Human scientists, working with fragments of information, filled in the gaps with innovative approaches that often shocked the few alien advisors who witnessed their methods. "They shouldn't be able to do that," said Sorlin, a Thraxi scientist assigned to monitor human technological development. "They're combining systems in ways that shouldn't work, but somehow do." The Cordaxians, a militant empire at the edge of Concordat space, took a different interest in humanity. Known for their ruthlessness and expansionist policies, the reptilian Cordaxians saw Earth as both a potential strategic outpost and a resource-rich world ripe for conquest. First Marshal Draxar of the Cordaxian Dominion studied the reports on humanity with his vertical slitted eyes. They resist authority, adapt quickly, and breed prodigiously. He noted to his war council, "Best to crush them now, before they become problematic." The Kordaxian ultimatum arrived on Earth 15 years after first contact. A massive warship, twice the size of humanity's largest orbital station, appeared at the edge of the solar system. Its message was simple: Earth would surrender and accept Kordaxian rule, or face immediate extinction. Humanity was given 3 Earth days to decide. The world's leaders gathered in emergency session at the United Earth Council. Military assessments were bleak. Kordaxian weapons could reduce Earth's surface to molten slag within hours. Diplomatic channels with the Concordat revealed an uncomfortable truth: no help would come. The Concordat wouldn't risk war with the Kordaxians over an unproven species. Dr. Elena Reyes, now elderly but still brilliant, stood before the council with an audacious plan. "Their shields operate on a frequency modulation we can disrupt," she explained, pointing to schematics obtained through covert means. Not with conventional weapons, but with a targeted rays fold directly inside their shield envelope. "You want to teleport weapons inside their shields?" asked the council president. "No," Elena smiled. "I want to teleport their shields into a different phase of space-time." What followed would become legend throughout the galaxy. As the Kordaxian deadline approached, Earth appeared to be preparing for surrender. A delegation was sent to the massive warship in a small, unarmed vessel. The Kordaxians, confident in their superiority, allowed the human ship to approach. The delegation ship contained no diplomats, only a modified Reyes drive and a quantum phase inverter programmed with Elena's equations. When activated, it didn't destroy the Kordaxian vessel. It did something far worse. The warship's shields collapsed as they were briefly shifted into another dimension. In that same moment, 300 smaller human vessels emerged from concealed positions among the asteroid belt, each equipped with hastily constructed weapons based on reversed engineered alien technology. The Kordaxian warship, suddenly vulnerable, faced an enemy they had grossly underestimated. What they had anticipated as an execution became a fight for survival. "All vessels, converge as planned," Commander Sarah Chen ordered from her flagship, Pattern Delta. "Remember, their hull is weakest at the propulsion nodes." The human fleet moved with a coordination that stunned the Kordaxians. Their tactics weren't those of an advanced civilization. They were chaotic, unpredictable, almost primal. Where the Kordaxians expected retreat, humans advanced. Where they anticipated standard attack formations, humans scattered into seemingly random patterns before converging from impossible angles. When the battle ended, the mighty Kordaxian warship lay crippled, its remaining crew surrendering to the primitives they had come to subjugate. First Marshal Draxar was taken alive, the ultimate humiliation for a Kordaxian warrior. News of humanity's victory spread across the galaxy like wildfire. The impossible had happened. A Level 3 civilization had defeated one of the most feared military powers in known space. The Concordat representatives arrived at Earth not to offer condolences for what they had expected to be humanity's destruction, but to hastily reclassify them as a special circumstance civilization. Admiral Chen stood before the Concordat delegation, her expression unyielding. "We will not be classified at all," she stated. "Earth is not seeking your permission to exist among the stars. We have earned our place." The Thraxi ambassador, mandibles clicking nervously, responded, "You don't understand the order of things. There are protocols, hierarchies established over millennia." "Perhaps it's time for new protocols," interrupted President Okafor of the United Earth Council. "Ones that don't dismiss emerging species as irrelevant until they prove otherwise through bloodshed." As the news of humanity's defiance spread, other subjugated species watched with growing interest and hope. The galaxy had witnessed something unprecedented, not just a military victory against overwhelming odds, but a fundamental challenge to the established order. In the detention facility where Draxar was held, Dr. Reyes visited the captured marshal. The elderly scientist studied the towering reptilian figure with curiosity rather than fear. "You should have destroyed us when you had the chance," she said simply. Draxar's scaled face remained impassive. "We underestimated you. It will not happen again." Elena smiled. "That's where you're wrong. Everyone will underestimate us, again and again. It's our greatest advantage." As she turned to leave, the Kordaxian called after her, "What are you?" Elena paused at the door. "We're human. You should remember that name." And the galaxy would indeed remember. The awakening of Earth had begun. The unbreakable species. 5 years after the Kordaxian defeat, humanity had undergone a transformation unlike anything in its history. The reverse engineering of captured Kordaxian technology accelerated human advancement by centuries. What had once been a single-system civilization now extended to 12 colonies across 7 star systems, each thriving under the protection of Earth's rapidly expanding defense force. The Galactic Concordat, forced to recognize humanity as an independent power, watched with growing unease as humans continued to defy conventional development patterns. Where other species typically took centuries to expand beyond their home systems, humanity did so in decades. Where others developed technologies methodically, humans leaped forward in chaotic bursts of innovation. Admiral Sarah Chen, now the supreme commander of the newly formed Human Expeditionary Force, HEF, stood on the observation deck of Harmony Station, Earth's first deep space military installation. Below her, the vast shipyards constructed vessels that combined human ingenuity with adapted alien technology. "The Vraxian delegation has arrived, Admiral," her aide reported. Chen nodded. The Vraxians, a species of methane-breathing philosophers who had maintained neutrality in galactic politics for millennia, had requested this meeting outside normal diplomatic channels. Something was changing in the galaxy's political landscape. Ambassador Tolvek of the Vraxians drifted into the chamber in his environmental suit, his 4 eyes blinking in sequence, a sign of respect in Vraxian culture. "Admiral Chen," the translator conveyed his rumbling voice, "we have observed your species with great interest since your emergence." Chen remained diplomatic but direct. "You mean since we refused to be conquered?" "Precisely," Tolvek responded. "That is why I come with a warning. The Concordat's military council has classified humanity as a potential destabilizing factor in galactic security. There are those who believe your kind should be contained before you expand further." Chen's expression didn't change, but her voice hardened. "We have violated no treaties, invaded no territories, threatened no species. It is not what you have done," Tolvek explained, his methane bubbling anxiously in his suit. "It is what you might do. Your unpredictability frightens them. Your evolutionary history as both predator and prey has created cognitive patterns unlike any known species. You solve problems in ways that defy conventional logic." What the Vraxian ambassador couldn't fully articulate was how humanity's approach to warfare had fundamentally shifted galactic military doctrine. Traditional space combat had evolved over thousands of years into rigid, predictable patterns. Humans ignored these conventions entirely, adapting tactics from their own bloody history: blitzkrieg assaults, guerrilla strikes, feigned retreats leading to ambushes. More disturbing to the established powers was humanity's approach to technology. Other species specialized. The Thraxi excelled at biotechnology, the Navarans at propulsion systems, the Kordaxians at weapons. Humans borrowed from all disciplines, creating hybrid technologies that shouldn't work but somehow did. "The Concordat fears what they don't understand," Chen stated. "But containment isn't an option. Humanity won't be caged." Tolvek's environmental suit vented a small cloud of methane, the equivalent of a sigh. "Then perhaps cooperation is the only path forward. My government proposes an alliance, not with the Concordat, but directly with Earth." This was unprecedented. The Vraxians had maintained strict neutrality for over 6,000 years. Their technology, especially their quantum computing systems, far surpassed anything in human possession. Such an alliance would dramatically accelerate human development and significantly alter the balance of power. As negotiations with the Vraxians proceeded in secret, another human trait began to manifest on the galactic stage: compassion, selectively applied. When a plague decimated the agricultural worlds of the Navaran Collective, human medical ships were the first to respond, bringing treatments developed by combining human virology with alien biochemistry. When the Thraxi colony on Epsilon Indi V faced extinction from solar flares, human engineers constructed massive shield generators that saved millions. These humanitarian missions served strategic purposes as well as moral ones. With each intervention, humanity gained allies, knowledge, and influence. Species that had once dismissed humans as primitive now sought their assistance and protection. On the militarized border between human space and the reorganizing Kordaxian dominion, Commander Jackson Way of the HEF patrolled with a battle group of 5 advanced destroyers. The Kordaxians, humiliated by their defeat, had spent years rebuilding their forces and nursing their grudge against humanity. Way's tactical officer suddenly straightened at her console. Commander, detecting multiple fold signatures. Kordaxian configuration, at least 20 vessels. Way remained calm. Defensive formation Theta. Prepare rise drives for tactical jumps. The Kordaxian fleet emerged from fold space, not 20 ships, but 35. A full battle fleet led by a dreadnought twice the size of the vessel humanity had defeated years earlier. Incoming transmission. The communications officer reported. The scaled face of Fleet Marshal Kravsar, clutch brother to the captured Draxar, appeared on the command screen. Human vessels, you have encroached upon Kordaxian territory. Surrender or be destroyed. We knew this was a fabrication. They were well within the boundaries established by treaty. This was the pretext for war the Kordaxians had been seeking. Marshal Kravsar, Wai responded calmly. We are in neutral space as defined by the Concordat Treaty off. The time for words has ended, Kravsar interrupted. The lesson of humanity's place in the galaxy will be written in the void your ships leave behind. As the transmission ended, Wai turned to his crew. Send the Vraxian signal. Execute Lazarus Protocol. What happened next would forever change how war was conducted in the galaxy. As the Kordaxian fleet advanced, Wai's 5 destroyers didn't retreat or form a defensive line. They accelerated directly toward the enemy in what appeared to be a suicidal charge. The Kordaxians, expecting the humans to fold away to safety, were momentarily confused. That moment was all humanity needed. Wai's destroyers simultaneously activated their modified rise drives. Instead of folding to another location, they created overlapping fold fields that momentarily connected 30 points in space. From these connections emerged the hidden human armada. 70 warships that had been waiting in fold space itself, a tactic previously thought impossible. The battle was swift and decisive. The human vessels, equipped with Thraxian quantum targeting systems and weapons developed from multiple alien technologies, devastated the Kordaxian fleet. The dreadnought, targeted by concentrated fire, was disabled within minutes. Marshal Kravsar, watching his mighty fleet crumble before what had appeared to be a minor patrol force, finally understood the true nature of the enemy his people had awakened. In the aftermath, as human vessels rescued surviving Kordaxian crews from their crippled ships, the Galactic Concordat called an emergency session. The impossible had happened again. Not only had humans defeated a superior force, but they had done so using technology that by all established scientific understanding should not exist. On Earth, the United Council received the Concordat's delegation with diplomatic courtesy but unmistakable strength. The council chamber, built with materials from a dozen worlds, symbolized humanity's new place in the cosmos. The Archon of the Concordat, a Thraxi elder whose ancestors had helped found the Alliance millions of years earlier, addressed the human leadership with newfound respect. Your species has achieved in decades what others could not in millennia, the Archon admitted. The Concordat formally recognizes Earth and all human colonies as a sovereign power with equal standing among the founding races. President Maya Okafor, her dark skin contrasting with the silver diplomatic robes she wore, nodded in acknowledgement. We accept this recognition, though we did not require it. Humanity seeks cooperation, not domination. But make no mistake, we will defend our right to exist and expand among the stars. The Archon's mandibles clicked, a sign of discomfort. There is concern about the pace and nature of human expansion. Your methods of warfare, your technological development, they do not follow established patterns. Dr. Elena Reyes, now serving as Earth's science consul despite her advanced age, spoke up. We have never claimed to follow your patterns. Humanity evolved on a world of predators, natural disasters, and constant change. Adaptation isn't just our strategy. It's written into our DNA. As the diplomatic exchange concluded, a new understanding emerged throughout the galaxy. Humanity would not be contained, controlled, or directed. They would forge their own path among the stars. More importantly, they would defend that path with an intensity that terrified even the most ancient powers. In the decades that followed, humanity's influence expanded not through conquest, but through a complex web of alliances, technological exchanges, and mutual defense pacts. Species that had once been subjugated by the major powers found in humans an ally willing to defend their sovereignty. The old hierarchies began to crumble as a new order emerged, one where innovation and adaptation were valued over tradition and established power. The term human approach entered the galactic lexicon, describing solutions that seemed irrational or impossible until they succeeded. Human diplomatic teams, military advisors, and scientific collaborators were sought across thousands of worlds. Those who had once dismissed humans as primitives now studied their history, culture, and thought patterns, trying to understand the secret of their success. On the centennial anniversary of First Contact, representatives from over 3,000 worlds gathered at Harmony Station. Admiral Chen, now an elderly stateswoman, addressed the largest diplomatic gathering in recorded history. 100 years ago, humanity was alone, unaware of the greater universe beyond our world, she began. Today, we stand as partners and protectors in a galaxy that once thought us insignificant. We did not achieve this through conquest or intimidation, but through an unwavering refusal to accept limitations imposed by others. As she spoke, reports arrived of a new threat emerging from the galactic core, ancient automated warforms awakening after millions of years of dormancy. Systems were going dark as these relentless machines consumed everything in their path. The Concordat forces, with their rigid tactics and conventional weapons, had proven ineffective. World after world fell as the mechanical swarm advanced. For the first time in millions of years, the galaxy faced an existential threat. All eyes turned to humanity. We will face this threat as we have faced all others, Chen declared, her voice carrying the weight of human determination. Not alone, but together with all who stand with us. The machines have awakened hungry for conquest, but they will learn what the Kordaxians and others discovered. That humanity does not bow, does not break, and does not accept defeat. A Vraxian philosopher, witnessing the proceedings, transmitted his observations back to his homeworld. The galaxy has known many apex predators throughout its history. The Kordaxians with their overwhelming might, the Thraxi with their biological mastery, the ancient precursors with their reality-shaping technologies. But none have inspired the combination of fear and hope that humans generate. They are not the strongest, nor the most advanced, nor the most numerous. But they are, perhaps, the most terrifying force the galaxy has ever known, because they refuse to acknowledge impossibility. And in that refusal lies either our salvation or our undoing. As the human fleets mobilized to face the machine threat, the galaxy watched with bated breath. The awakening of Earth had changed everything. The age of human ascendancy had begun, and the universe would never be the same. As the human fleets mobilized to face the machine threat, the galaxy watched with bated breath. The awakening of Earth had changed everything. The age of human ascendancy had begun, and the universe would never be the same.